Child, let me tell you something. The streets are screaming right now, and the tea is boiling hot. Everybody thought MC Lyte had finally found her happily ever after when she walked down that Jamaican aisle in 2017 to say "I do" to John Wyche. Baby, that wedding looked like a fairy tale. Beaches, palm trees, designer gowns, the whole 9 yards. But honey, behind those smiles, there was allegedly a whole different movie playing. And guess what? The ending was not happily ever after. It was a straight-up divorce court scandal. Now, folks on the internet been whispering for years. Was John living a double life? Was he stepping out? Was he just there for the money? And child, the rumors got so messy that people even started calling him a wannabe Tinder swindler 2.0. Let me sip this tea real quick. Because allegedly, some insiders claimed John was trying to get into Lyte's pockets.
But Lyte said, "Hold up, not today, Satan." She reminded the world there was a prenup and her coins stayed in her bag, period. But wait, that's not the only mess circling this story. Because while Lyte was shutting down gold digger rumors, folks started digging into her business too. People have been speculating about her sexuality for decades. Rumors flew about Queen Latifah, whispers about Jada Pinkett Smith. Child, the blog's been saying all kinds of things. Lyte, of course, always clapped back saying, "That's my sister, that's my friend, nothing more." But the streets? Oh, they're still side-eyeing. Fast forward to 2023, and boom. Lyte hard launches her boo, Aaron Johnson, a whole tech professional who's nothing like her roughneck type. Now the internet is split. Some saying she's finally found real love, others claiming she's still hiding parts of herself. So the question is, was John the one living a double life? Or has Lyte been keeping her own secrets too? Stay tuned, because baby, this tea is piping. Child, let's rewind the tape back to 2017. MC Lyte, the queen, the legend, the pioneer, had just shocked the world when she announced she was off the market. I mean, who would have thought the hip-hop icon who gave us Roughneck would be walking down the aisle with John Wyche, a man she met on Match.com of all places? Not a Grammy red carpet, not a music video set, not an industry party. Nope, an online dating site. And at first, people were like, okay sis, maybe love really is blind. But little did we know, the teapot was already whistling. Now, their wedding in Jamaica? Baby, it was luxury on display. Photos looked like a dream. Sunshine, palm trees, white gowns flowing in the breeze. Folks were congratulating them left and right. But here's where it gets messy. Insiders claim that behind those carefully staged smiles, cracks were already forming. And child, when I tell you those cracks turned into earthquakes just months later, believe me. Allegedly, MC Lyte and John were separated within 5 months. Yes, you heard me right. 5 months into a whole marriage that was supposed to last forever. So what went down? Well, allegedly, John was out here living what people called a double life. Some blogs started whispering that John had side activities going on, that he wasn't really committed, and that there were women in the picture. Receipts? Oh, the internet was foaming at the mouth for them, but it stayed mostly speculation. Still, the word cheating was flying through the comment sections like confetti. And then came the money drama. Oh child, let me sip again. Allegedly, people started accusing John of trying to swindle Lyte, like he was the next scammer waiting to drain a celebrity bank account. Some shady bloggers even tried to paint him as a gold digger. Zero. They were like, oh, he's in it for her coins, not for her heart. But here's where Lyte showed us she's a boss. She popped up like, hold on y'all, not gonna play in my face. She cleared the record. There was a prenup. Period. End of story. She told fans he didn't try to touch her money, didn't try to steal her royalties, didn't get a dime out of her catalog. And let's not forget, MC Lyte owns her masters and has decades of touring money. That bag is secure. So sis made sure her assets were untouchable. But while Lyte was shutting down the money rumors, other whispers started. People were like, okay, but why did the marriage really end so fast? Was it really just irreconcilable differences? And that's when folks circled back to an old rumor. MC Lyte's sexuality. Child, if you've been online for the past 2 decades, you already know. People have been speculating forever about her relationships. From Queen Latifah to Jada Pinkett Smith, the blog's been saying, "There's no way Lyte is fully straight." Lyte always denied it, saying those were just friendships, sisterhood bonds, transparency, and trust. But still, every time her name trends, those same rumors get recycled like old tea bags. So while John was allegedly out here playing double life, people started asking, was Lyte also living her own version of double life? Like, did they marry because of love? Or because both of them were trying to play a part? Nobody knows for sure. But the streets are messy, and they will twist a narrative faster than you can hit refresh. The divorce officially came in 2020, 3 years after the wedding. But remember, they'd been separated almost immediately. Lyte herself admitted it wasn't easy. She said she was distraught, went through phases of trying to save the marriage for herself, then for family, then for everyone who believed in their wedding fairy tale. But at some point, she realized this ain't it. Happiness means letting go. And child, when I tell you that line hit the internet like a gospel truth, woo. Fans were quoting her like scripture. But don't get it twisted. Even while she was preaching about strength and letting go, folks were still whispering behind her back. Because once the word double life enters the chat, baby, that rumor never dies. And when John stayed silent about most of the accusations, people filled in the blanks with their own messy assumptions. So here we are, a fairy tale wedding turned into a messy divorce. A husband accused of cheating and scheming. A wife accused of hiding her truth. The receipts are foggy. The streets are loud. And the only thing clear is that this was not the love story fans thought it was going to be. Child, let me tell you something. When the streets catch wind of a divorce this messy, everybody and their mama got something to say. And baby, the opinions were louder than a church choir on Easter Sunday. Let's start with MC Lyte herself. Lyte, being the classy queen she is, kept most of her business private. She didn't go on Instagram Live crying, she didn't drop subliminal tweets, and she sure didn't run to the blogs with receipts. No, ma'am. Instead, she handled things like a boss. She told folks, divorce is not easy, but sometimes letting go is the best option. Translation, I tried, but he wasn't worth my peace. And child, that line became a whole mantra for women going through breakups everywhere. The self-help quotes, the TikTok voiceovers, the memes, all inspired by Lyte's graceful exit. But on the flip side, you had John Wyche, her ex-husband. And let's be real, he went radio silent. Like, poof. No interviews, no clapbacks, no messy IG captions. And in Hollywood tea-land, silence is suspicious. Because when you don't defend yourself, baby, the blogs will write your story for you. People started saying, oh, he quiet 'cause the rumors are true. He really was out here doing dirt. Others claimed, no, he's just a private man who didn't sign up for the spotlight. But chilly, once the double life phrase hit the internet, it was over for his reputation. Folks started imagining all kinds of scenarios. Mistresses, secret kids, fake careers. And speaking of imaginations running wild, let's not forget the rumors about Lyte's sexuality. Whew, child, this part of the tea has been brewing since the 90s. For decades. Fans have been side-eyeing her close friendships. The Queen Latifah connection? Baby, that's gossip blog legend. Every time they took a picture together, the comment section turned into a conspiracy board. And then came whispers about Jada Pinkett Smith. Yes, Miss Entanglement herself. Allegedly, people claimed Lyte and Jada had a special bond. But Lyte always clapped back like, that's my sister, stop reaching. Still, the rumors don't die because fans love to stir the pot. Now here's where it gets messy. While Lyte was busy protecting her image, some insiders alleged that the marriage with John was partly a way to silence those whispers. Like, oh, y'all want to question me? Fine, here's a husband. Now hush. Was it real love? Was it image management? Nobody can prove it, but baby, the streets are always suspicious. Meanwhile, fans were split right down the middle. On one side, you had the supporters saying, Lyte deserves happiness. She's a legend. She doesn't owe us her personal life. On the other side, woo. The messy side of the internet went full Sherlock Holmes. They were digging through old photos, piecing together timelines, and throwing around theories like it was a Reddit conspiracy thread. Some even claimed John had been spotted with other women during the marriage, though no hard receipts ever surfaced. And then there's the insider whispers. Allegedly, one source close to Lyte claimed John was living off her shine and that he enjoyed the perks of being Mr. MC Lyte more than actually being a husband. Another alleged that Lyte realized she had carried the whole marriage on her back, emotionally, financially, spiritually. If that's true, baby, that's not a partnership. That's a burden. But let's not forget, Lyte isn't just a random celeb. She's a hip-hop pioneer, respected in both music and acting. So, when she finally went public with her new man, Aaron Johnson, the narrative shifted again. People were like, oh, so now she's with a tech professional? That's a whole upgrade. Aaron wasn't from the streets, wasn't chasing fame, wasn't trying to be in the spotlight. And Lyte's fans started saying, sis finally learned her lesson. But of course, the messy crowd was like, or maybe she's still hiding and this is just another cover-up. And child, let me tell you about social media reactions. When the divorce news hit, Twitter was in shambles. Some folks dragged John, calling him a scammer, a fraud, a wannabe swindler. Others dragged Lyte, saying she was never honest about who she really was. The memes? Oh baby, they were brutal. One viral tweet said, John tried to finesse Lyte, but forgot she's been rapping about roughnecks since the 90s. Wrong target, sir. Whew, the shade. By the end of it, the perspectives were clear. Lyte walked away with her dignity intact. John walked away with rumors haunting him. And the fans, they're still split between defending a legend and exposing the mess. And as for the truth, Chili, only Lyte and John know what really went down behind those closed doors. Child, just when you thought the dust had settled, boom, another wave of drama came crashing in. Because baby, when it comes to celebrity divorces, the mess don't stop at the courthouse. No ma'am. So let's start with the aftermath of the divorce itself. MC Lyte officially filed in 2020. But baby, it dragged on for almost 3 years. 3 years. That's longer than the actual marriage lasted. And sources allege it wasn't because of endless fighting over money. Remember, Lyte had that ironclad prenup. Nope. Allegedly, it was because John just didn't want to let go. They say he stalled, delayed, and hesitated on signing those papers. Now, was it love? Was it ego? Or was it strategy? Child, I'll let you decide. But Chili, while all this was happening, the blogs were having a field day. Every other week, there was a new rumor. Some claimed John had a whole secret family. Others whispered he was out here finessing other women, giving scammer vibes. One blogger even wrote that John was a Tinder swindler in training. Oof, the disrespect. But you know how the internet works. One messy headline turns into 10 different exclusive sources, and before you know it, the streets believe it's gospel truth. And Lyte? She stayed unbothered on the surface. No messy rants, no crib. Instead, she focused on her career, her brand, and her peace of mind. But child, don't get it twisted. Insiders say she was hurt. I mean, imagine throwing a whole Montego Bay wedding, having your friends and family fly out, and then being separated within 5 months. That's not just heartbreak, that's embarrassment. Now, here's where the story gets juicier. The ongoing sexuality rumors. Even though Lyte kept insisting her marriage failed for personal reasons, the whispers about her living her truth just wouldn't go away. People brought up her longtime friendship with Queen Latifah again, pointing to their sisterhood as evidence of something more. Others dragged Jada Pinkett Smith into the mix, adding fuel with messy timelines and sus connections. And baby, when Lyte finally addressed these rumors in interviews, she didn't give the internet what they wanted. She said, "Never was, never was." But you already know, denial never kills a rumor. It just makes folks speculate harder. The streets were like, she didn't say yes, but she didn't convince us with that no either. Chilly, fans love a mystery. Meanwhile, Lyte dropped a surprise bomb of her own in 2023, when she hard-launched her relationship with Aaron Johnson, the tech industry professional. Now, baby, this man was no roughneck. He wasn't the type to hang out in clubs, flash cash, or chase fame. Nope, he was described as soft, kind, and a total gentleman. Lyte herself admitted he was different from her usual type. And chilly, the fans clocked that tea real quick. So you went from a streetwise roughneck to a sunshine tech bro? Oh sis, that's growth. But just when it looked like Happily Ever After Part 2, the streets got sus again. Folks noticed Lyte quietly deleted some of the couple's photos from Instagram. Now, in today's digital age, that's basically a breakup announcement without saying a word. The blogs jumped on it, speculating that Aaron either wasn't what he seemed, or that Lyte just wasn't ready for another public romance. Some even claimed Aaron felt overwhelmed by her celebrity status, while others whispered Lyte wanted to slow things down before making the same mistake twice. And baby, while all of this was happening, the narrative online shifted once more. Suddenly, fans weren't just talking about John or Aaron. They were talking about Lyte herself. Was she hiding her true self? Was she still figuring out what she really wanted in love? Or was she just unlucky in romance, like so many celebs before her? The scandals piled up. Rumors of John cheating never truly died. Speculation about Lyte's sexuality kept resurfacing every time she posted with another female celeb. Her new romance faced constant scrutiny, with folks analyzing every like, comment, and deleted picture. But through it all, Lyte kept her composure. She doubled down on one message: happiness matters more than appearances. She even said, "A failed marriage doesn't mean you're a failure." And child, that line hit hard. Because let's be real, how many celebs walk away from a messy situation with their dignity and legacy intact? Still, Chile, fans aren't satisfied. They want the whole tea, not just the classy PR version. And until Lyte spills it herself, you already know the speculation will keep brewing hotter than a fresh pot of Lipton. At the end of the day, here's the gag. John's reputation is forever linked to alleged double life. Lyte's love life is still a topic of debate. And Aaron? Baby, he's either her fresh start or another mystery waiting to unfold. Now, child, we done spilled all this tea. Hot, messy, piping tea. But the real question is, what do you think? Because baby, the streets are divided on this one. Do y'all believe John Wyche was really out here living a whole double life, sneaking around and giving scammer vibes? Or do you think the blogs exaggerated and painted him as the villain, when the truth might be a little less juicy? And let's talk about Lyte for a second. Do you think she's just been unlucky in love? Or is she holding back from living her full truth? Chilly, the rumors about Queen Latifah, the whispers about Jada. Do you think those are just messy fan fiction? Or is there a little something more to the story? Oh, and Aaron Johnson, the new tech bae. Is he the ray of sunshine she deserves? Or are the missing Instagram pictures a red flag that things ain't so sweet behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I want to hear it all. Don't hold back, child. The messier, the better. And while you're here, don't forget to like this video. Share it with your tea-loving friends, and of course, subscribe so you never miss the next messy celebrity.